Wow. There you go. How about that, boys? How about that? Starting with the wrong audio. That's gonna be really good for the replay viewers. To not have the audio. I have been moving my laptop from so my streaming setup is all done off of a laptop. But what I've been doing is, because I am engaging in childcare, is I am taking my laptop upstairs, and for like my work that does not require being down here, right? So when I'm working on thumbnails, when I am, working on rankings, when I'm writing stuff up for patreon.com/davidsmatic, I just do that upstairs and do that. You could be rocking the baby doing that. I mean, actually earlier I was literally holding the baby in one hand and dragging and dropping my fantasy football rankings with my other hand. But what I was saying was that I am pretty excited about just trying to be shady advice today. I'm gonna just try and be sacrilegious today. I'm gonna do my best to not argue with the computer. We'll see how it goes. Probably not gonna be that successful, but we'll find out. I mean, right away, I already want to argue with the computer because I don't want to take Jonathan Taylor, but we're gonna see. We're going to see. Mate, that's just, I guess what I'm having a hard time with is what is the point of taking Jonathan Taylor at 2? Like, what? The Colts are not going to get a bye. Aren't the Colts like probably going to be underdogs for their game in round 1? Maybe they won't be. Maybe the Colts will be favored. I don't know. Taylor, of all the first round players, Taylor is the one that I have the hardest time with because I don't even see a great path for them making the conference championship. But look, man, we're gonna do it. We're gonna see what the old sidekick Reno has to say. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do Jonathan Taylor, and we're gonna see what we find. See, I would probably rather have Gibbs. I think I would rather have Gibbs. That's just my opinion. I think that Jahmyr Gibbs is in a similar vein of projection, and I feel way more confident in the Detroit Lions winning multiple playoff games. Jonathan McConkey. I guess that could be the thing. He could just be Jonathan McConkey. And if he is Jonathan McConkey, then you're going to feel really, really stupid. Yeah, I'm definitely I'd say this. If I was going to full fade Jonathan Taylor, it would definitely be in this contest where I'm going to lose $750 because it's $5 you can enter 150 times versus like the gauntlet where you lose $3,750. But the audio issues are fixed, and we start with taking Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, first pick of the stream, and we'll see. We'll see what we get, boys. Yes, McConkey was a 6th round pick last year, not first overall. Ferguson or Goddard, definitely Ferguson to me. Think back to Patty, sidekick support line taking Drake May unstacked over Jonathan James. Sidekick support new. All right, so we've got Taylor. My inclination would be to take Kyron Williams here, and I'm going to do what the sidekick says because I agree. I think Kyron Williams is certainly the correct pick. Now, we're about to be at a spot where I think I'm probably going to disagree with the kick because it wants me to take Devontae Adams. I think that there is a relatively low chance of getting Stafford back. Actually, this guy's going to take Stafford. Okay, this guy took Devontae Adams. Is it going to have me take Stafford or Tyler Warren or A.J. Brown? A.J. Brown when Hurts is already gone. A.J. Brown with Hurts already gone. All right. Let's just see. There you go. A.J. Brown. Yeah, this guy, all 10-minute, this guy. Got myself a nice, fully carbonated, non-flat Diet Coke. Seems like the Colts could beat anyone in the AFC. All these teams are pretty flawed. Yeah, I gotta be honest, man. I'm having a hard time with it. Daniel Jones. So these are the results. The Indianapolis Colts are 8-3. So shout out to them. But Daniel Jones, in his most recent 3 games, he had 5.8 net adjusted yards per attempt against the Chiefs, 5.94 net adjusted yards per attempt against the Falcons in the overtime win, 5.69 net adjusted yards per attempt. He has 6 fumbles in his most recent 3 games. He's got 4 picks. I have a hard time believing. Yeah, I did, Michael. You did send me an insane team on X, the Everything app. It's just hard to know who the Colts will play. Current playoffs has them hosting Jags round 1. JT will slide in the gauntlet once Colts lose some games in this rough stretch. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about right. The other thing that is kind of annoying about taking Jonathan Taylor is there's not a great pairing with him in round 2. Although I'm about to get lucky on this one. I'm not going to take Tyler Warner, Michael Pittman Jr. because they are both going to be available to me later. But if I pass on Matt Stafford here, I will not get him because the person to my left, my man 10 Minute in the chat, my guy, he is going to take him. So I'm going to take Matthew Stafford. And I'm also going to take Daniel Jones a little bit later. I have not taken a look at the Week 13 BR slate. I am like 300 entries into the turkey, and probably going to do a couple more. I'm gonna do a lot more of these, but maybe we'll do something on Friday for Week 13 BR. So there you go. Lamar and Flowers goes. So now we can do Warren, Pittman. We could also take Dallas Goedert. Goddard gives us. Where's Pittman's ADP? You know what? I bet I'd get one of these guys coming back. I definitely will not get Goddard. I'm going to take Goddard. Taylor's a full fade in Week 13 too. Yes, I mean he's not worth anything without a wide receiver. So I think you did it right. So that decision right there, I slightly disagreed. Not even really disagreed. I think that one of the harder things to do is figure out what the value of trying to wait is, because I feel pretty strongly no other Colt has gone. It doesn't make a ton of sense for the Josh Allen team to take Tyler Warner, Michael Pittman Jr. The team that I would be competing against in this draft for Tyler Warner and Michael Pittman Jr. is Jared D 85, but he's got Derrick Henry and Mark Andrews. So it feels like in this room, the thing that made the most sense is I actually still will probably able to get Daniel Jones, Tyler Warren, and Michael Pittman Jr. in this draft. It's possible for me to get all of them. And Dallas Goedert was not going to come back around to me because Dallas Goedert was going to go to Jared D 85 right here as well. So not to say that I thought the sidekick was wrong, but I felt that with a little bit of human intervention, it was easier to improve. Okay, so I miss out on Tyler Warren. So I am going to miss out on Tyler Warren. And now I'm going to have Daniel Jones and Michael Pittman Jr. So we're going to do well, you guys know how hard it is for me to pass up. Oh, that is so hard to pass up on Patrick Mahomes there, boys. But we're going to do it. We're going to pass up, and then we're going to take Michael Pittman Jr. with our next pick. Oh, that pained me. That pained me deeply to select Daniel Jones over Patrick Mahomes. Ugh. That's playoff best ball in an absolute nutshell for you there. If Daniel Jones plays in the Super Bowl, Michael Pittman Jr., bang. You know what? Honestly, I would have had to have taken Daniel Jones with one of those picks anyways. So missing out on Tyler Warren, not the end of the world. Like, what is better? I guess it would have been, maybe I could have gotten Daniel Jones. I don't think so, though. Did I win this trade? I traded away Javonte Williams, Brock Bowers, and Troy Franklin to get JT. Yeah, you already won, bro. You got Jonathan Taylor. He's the most important person in fantasy football. So yes, you did win. So shout out to you for winning a trade. Anyone who trades for Jonathan Taylor is winning right now. When you take Taylor, Doolin or Mo Alley Cox are the most important person in the world. Honestly, the thing I think that I am learning the most from The Sims is that the Ty Johnson, Justice Hill, Brashard Smith, Kenny Gainwell style guys are less important than I used to think. Not that they're not important at all, but they're a little bit less important than I previously believed. Because it's very hard for them to be the guy you needed in any kind of. The one case would be as if it's a 1 seed versus 1 seed Super Bowl. All right, so the computer wants us to take Josh Downs. I mean, Josh Downs, that's a loser. Okay, I am gonna. I'm branching. I'm branching here, boys. We're gonna do something. I took Worthy, and I'm gonna take Colby Parkinson with the next pick, and then I'm gonna take another Colt because we have got 1, 2. Yeah, so now we need a Rams player. So we're gonna do Colby Parkinson, and then we're gonna take another Colts player. The entire Indianapolis Colts organization is playoff Lad McConkey. Honestly true. One hole, Mr. 10-minute was a champion. Was a champion last year. I believe he split this tournament 10-minute. What'd you do? You split 4 ways this tournament last year, brother. So now we have so we have 1, 2, 3. So for a Stafford Super Bowl, we have Stafford, Kyron, Parkinson. I actually think one more Ram kind of makes sense. 3-way chop for $6K. More money in first this year. Oh shit. You know what? I actually should take another Ram. Because we got 1, 2. It'll be or actually another Chief. Actually, Pacheco. It's just like, what is the point of taking Josh Downs? I don't know. I can't. I guess Downs. Is it Downs? It feels like Pacheco maybe is better. Pacheco. Whatever. We'll take Downs. Bang. Downs. There we go. So we have got 3 Rams, 2 Eagles, and 4 Indianapolis Colts. You know, that's just kind of the way she goes. Why not? Why not draft an Indianapolis Colts stack? That left a sour taste in my mouth because I don't like drafting the Indianapolis Colts. Not a huge fan. How do the Indian? All right, we got a 4 hole, so I don't think we'll have to take the Indianapolis Colts on this one. I guess let's take a look at the athletic playoff picture. So someone just asked a question about what the So here it is. The athletic playoff picture as of right now. This is the projected playoff picture. The AFC is the Patriots 1 seed, the NFC is the Rams 1 seed, Broncos 2 seed, then so it'd be Broncos Chargers if this held. Then Colts Ravens, Jaguars, Bills, Chargers. The NFC is Rams, Eagles, Packers, Buccaneers, Seahawks, 49ers, Lions, with the Bears missing out. And we're obviously going to get a lot of information very, very soon. Basically, I mean, in 24 hours, because that Lions game is huge, that Chiefs game is huge, and the Bengals also can be eliminated. Favorite betting lines? You mean like player props, or do you mean like actual betting lines, Tyler? Because I probably don't have that much of an opinion. I mean, I guess probably I like the Ravens against the spread. 7.5 is a lot. Seven on the Ravens, I think you could do. All right, so we are picking from the 4 slot, and we're gonna have to do a fucking Jonathan Taylor team again, which I don't really want to do, honestly. Oh no! All right, it's giving me Gibbs. Bang! All right, so we're gonna start with a Jahmyr Gibbs-Areno at 4. I also wish 9th round Mahomes for myself. That would be very strong. Starting out a mega Lion stack and hope that we run good there. Packers over team total. Okay. First round just, yeah, I agree. Honestly, the first round feels bad because it feels like a lot of good fantasy players on teams that I don't expect to make the Super Bowl, which is tough. And it will crystallize, obviously, with a lot more information. We're going to see if is Kramer going to take Hurts? Oh, Kramer took Cook. Interesting strategy. All right, I assume we are going to take Amon-Ra St. Brown here. Yeah, there we go. So we're starting off with the nutted Lions game script. ADP is a social construct, man. Draft who you want, brother. Well, I do like that. Well, I mean, obviously our boy John solved that. So shout out to our boy John for solving that. All right. So now we have to figure out what do we want to do in terms of AFC stuff. Do we want to try and do a Broncos backstack? Do we want to try and do could try and do the Chiefs if Rashee Rice doesn't go. Like, what's better? Adding Jameson Williams on. I don't know. Bit of a strange draft here. Puka, Stafford, Trevion Henderson. Oh, I got Bayern today. I mean, I would assume the Commanders are the Broncos this year, where they're a cheap team where you can get every good piece on the Broncos, and you do not have like you could draft every good Broncos fantasy player and have another Super Bowl favorite with them on the other side. This feels just very late for Kyren Williams. But what I'm going to do is to the right of me. So this guy should maybe take JMO, but Archimedes should not take JMO. So I'm going to risk it. I'm going to take Rashee, and then I'm going to see what it does. Honestly, I assume the reason that Kyren is falling is that he just had a very bad fantasy game. Kyren, because Stafford threw all those touchdowns in the first half, didn't Kyren get like 4 fantasy points or something this most recent week? I feel like that that is probably playing into it. Although there could be another factor. I assume that there are other outlets that do rankings for this stuff that maybe I just don't know about. All right, so Shakir goes to Kramer 222, who must be trying to do something with the NFC later. All right, JMO does go. And I thought JMO could go. Kyren is not available anymore. All right, so we're going to do Mahomes here. And so now we have Mahomes, Gibbs, St. Brown, and Rice. I actually think that was the right decision. JMO, like, let's say this. JMO Goff versus Mahomes Rice. I mean, I feel like the fantasy point expectation is better on the Chiefs side, even if you imagine all those guys are in the Super Bowl together. But also, you got to remember, I might just be full of shit. So the big thing you got to remember is I line up and I say, hey, man, how can I get the computer to give me Chiefs players? Although I think I could even... I think I could even argue that, or I would try to argue it with shady or sacrilegious. It's the latter. All right, I guess not. And I'm gonna get Goff anyway. Interesting that it likes Goff more than Montgomery. I guess there's like an equal chance to get both. All right. We'll go Jared Goff. We might be able to just do 5 Lions on this team. I guess so. Shady, you're saying let me look up the Super Bowl odds. Obviously, Mahomes Rice would project better in a single game. They would project for more fantasy points, but the Lions might be better futures odds. So the Detroit Lions to win their conference are on the FanDuel Sportsbook. The Lions are 6.5 to 1. The Chiefs are 5.5 to 1. It's pretty close. All right, and now we're gonna take Montgomery. Bang. Yes, we already have 2 Lions. They get there 100% of the time when your other Lions get there. So I guess that is maybe where it becomes a little bit of like, this is the interesting thing about doing the sim version of this, is that if there were a way for me to what am I trying to say? If there were a way for me to, in real time, tell the sidekick, these are the options that I'm thinking of from the future, can you weigh them against each other? Right? So basically on this stack, it is Mahomes Rice versus Goff Montgomery, kind of. Wow. Regional manager Michael Scott. I did time you out on the Swolecast channel, but you got unbanned. You got unbanned. I put you back in, brother. All right, we're gonna take Cortland Sutton to give us another conference championship / Super Bowl option. How bad is it if the Chiefs play the Broncos in week 1? Yes, the sidekick sim is factoring those matchups in. Bo Nix went. So we are going to be competing. Archimedes is building an interesting team here. Michael Scott, I don't even remember what he said. He said something in the Swolecast chat, but I didn't ban him. I just gave him a timeout. Just a small little timeout. Wow. Oh, dude, the sidekick wants me to take Xavier Worthy? No way. Impossible. It's impossible that the sidekick would want me to take Xavier Worthy. I can't do that. Brock Wright. Brock Wright at the 59. I probably am gonna end up having a lot of Brock Wright in this contest. I would presume. All right. What do we want? Do I want to try and add another team in here? So we've got Goff, Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown. We have got Mahomes, Rice, and Worthy. It is. I wonder about adding another NFC team. It's not. Sidekick does not want me to add another NFC team at all. All right, let's do Brock Wright. And then maybe it will want me to add in another. I wonder if it will want me to add in an AFC piece here. That might make sense to add in another. More saying I'd be wary loading up your portfolio with Chiefs and Broncos when they may play each other in round 2 or 3 or so tough to advance. That feels like something I cannot control right now, Mr. Brad. That feels like a hard thing to control at this time. All right, so adding in Lad McConkey as an option. I don't think the Chargers are making the playoffs. So I am going to do Pacheco. So we've got what? 4 Chiefs, 1, 2, 3, 4 Chiefs, 1 Bronco. There we go. So if Pacheco outscores Montgomery and Worthy outscores Brock Wright, we've got the nutted team there. Beautiful. I liked that team. That team, no surprise. All right, this team, no Chiefs. No Chiefs. No Chiefs this draft. Noob question, but do playoff seeds reset after each round? Okay, that might be a noob question, but I actually don't know the answer to that. Do you guys know the answer to that one? There you go. No, they do not. Shout out to my guy Jordan. Long time. Dude, Jordan's my boy. Jordan is what you would refer to as a friend of the show. Jordan is a good man. The lowest seed plays the highest remaining seed. There you go. Okay, makes sense. Well, all you got to do to get the chat going is you just ask them. That's what I thought. So I thought it wasn't a set bracket and that the highest seed plays the lowest seed, but I didn't want to be wrong about that because it would be embarrassing to say I knew something that I didn't know. Some very good games about to kick off in the Champions League, by the way. We have a Real Madrid game coming up. All right, Puka, Gibbs. You know what? A great way to avoid the Chiefs would be to just take Josh Allen here. I'm taking Barkley over Taylor. I don't believe, man. I do not believe in the Indianapolis Colts. So if the 7 seed beats the 2 seed, then the next round, yes, correct. Yeah, correct. I.e., a 2 seed can never play the 1 seed in round 2, but a winning 7 seed always plays the 1 seed in round 2. Oh, Arsenal are absolutely the Eagles of soccer, Chris. You've never been more accurate about anything in your entire life. They just want to grind you down. That's the whole bit. Wow, can't even get Hurts in this economy. Sad, bro. All right, what are we gonna do? I mean, we could do JSN. We could do Kyron. That's a tricky thing. Is there's no good AFC pairings over there. I'm of the opinion you got to roll with your first or second pick as a Super Bowl team. I think that's probably more true in the gauntlet, but I don't think that's necessarily true in this tournament because the quarterback ADPs are wider. All right, let's do yeah, all right, fuck it. We'll do Jackson Smith and Jigba. Davis believes more in the 10th place Chiefs, who would be on the road all playoffs more than the JT-led Colts at home. I mean, that doesn't even that doesn't even feel controversial, Jake. You're talking about a team who has made the conference championship 7 straight years versus Daniel Jones, bro. I mean, no disrespect. And by no disrespect, I mean absolutely more disrespect than you could ever imagine to the Indianapolis Colts. But the Indianapolis Colts are not the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, how many times in Mahomes' career are we going to do this, bro? I mean, it's true. Literally all you need is 5 players with the final 4 teams in your profit. That's basically it. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes versus a man who is literally turning into a pumpkin. I am a pretty big homer. I won't deny it. I don't deny that at all. I am a giant, massive homer. Just is very, very, very true. I probably did. I probably after the Chargers loss, I was in a bad place. All right. AJ Brown should be a pretty easy clickerino here. There we go. What is the gauntlet contest you're referencing? So this is the way too early wildcard contest, Thomas. The gauntlet is a much bigger version of this contest, where instead of the winner getting 25,000, the winner gets 250,000. Fuck. All right. My plan was to take Lamar. Oh, you guys know how bad I want to take Patrick Mahomes right now. I want to take Patrick Mahomes so bad. We're doing it though. I'm letting the kick guide me. Oh yeah, it probably will be more this year, because this contest was 10K last year and it's 25K this year. So that's a good call. It probably will be more next year. That's or this year. That's a good shout. All right. What do we think? I guess this could be. I guess this is just going to be. This is going to end up being a Broncos team again. I must have a based algo. I'm getting join ice ads on the Davis Maddock channel. Hey, I said no Chiefs. I said no Chiefs, and I'm sticking to it, which is gonna get painful. Ugh. I hate it, bro. Not enjoying this actually at the moment. I'm really not going to enjoy it if it makes me do it again. I'm not taking fucking Zach Charbonnet. I won't do it. Come on, man. I'm not taking, what is Sharp's ADP 55.6? No, I can't. I know why it wants me to do it, but I'm not going to. Even if Mahomes is just an advance rate piece, I'm not taking Charbonnet right here. I can get every Seahawks player with my last 3 picks. I can go Darnold, Charbonnet, Shaheed, Barner with my final 4 picks. And I probably will. I did. I lied. All right. Now I'll take freaking Sharp, dude. You want me to take Sharp that bad? Except taking Sharps here is stupid. It's way better to take Worthy here, because Charbonnet is going to be there. And now I can take 4 Seahawks to end. I don't know if Horton will be back for the playoffs. What's the latest on Torrey Horton? Torrey Horton injury. A shin injury. So Mike McDonald said it's one of those things where we got to handle it day by day, week by week. I know he's working his tail off. I would guess Horton probably will be back. No, I don't. Shaheed hasn't stunk. I mean, he's just getting used to a new situation. You know, I wouldn't say he's stunk. I also wouldn't say I wouldn't say he's been great. But I don't think you can give him stunk. I think you can say he has a little bit left to be desired. He didn't hit the ground running for sure. And then we're gonna get Darnold, and then we're gonna get Sharbs. And basically, we just took a little 2-pick detour. And really, we actually probably should have tried to get Goddard. Where did Goddard go? Did he go really early? Maybe he didn't go at all. Did Goddard never go? Goddard. Is Goddard still available? No, he went. All right, here you go, computer. There you go. You want Zach Charbonnet? You got him. Sold. Ken Walker, Zach Charbonnet, Sam Darnold. We're all in for a Seahawks Chiefs Super Bowl. Okay. End of the 5th round. Okay. All right. My eyes were not working. I'm also trying to I realized I forgot to set my Champions League lineups. So I'm trying to do that right now. And I was trying to figure out who's taking sets for Inter Milan. Well, Hakan is in, but maybe it will still be DeMarco. We'll find out. Okay. So we have Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold, Saquon Barkley, Ken Walker, Sharps, JSN, AJ Brown, Xavier Worthy. Now, well, it depends. Artillery Frost, it really depends on how healthy his hamstring is. I must be a whale because I think JSN is the easy 101 in this. Well, what do you think the Seahawks can make the conference championship? If you think the Seahawks can make the conference championship, it'd be very hard for you to convince me that the Seahawks are more likely to play in the Super Bowl than the Rams. William would be very. I mean, I'm open to hearing it, but it would be very hard for you to convince me that that's true. Rashid Shaheed. So basically, the sidekick is telling me if we get a Seahawks Chiefs Super Bowl, I just win. JSN could be a good min cash 101. Wouldn't Jonathan Taylor be the min cash 101 though? All right, I'm definitely not taking AJ Barner. I'm not taking a 6th Seahawk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm not taking a 6th Seahawk. I might even Bigsby maybe. Does that give me a Chiefs? No. You know what? Whatever. AJ Barner, sure. No one has a better Seahawks Super Bowl team than me. Darnold, Walker, Sharps, JSN, Shaheed, and Barner. No one's got a better Seahawks team than me, fellas. All right. I can feel my brain expanding as I get through all of these. My brain has actually never been larger. Yeah, I didn't fill out the Kansas City Philadelphia Super Bowl. The computer told me not to. No, you can stack a Rams Super Bowl super easy with this ADP. Wow, James, I'm not even kidding you. I literally forgot Cooper Kupp existed when I was just talking about the Seahawks. His name did not even register to me. I like actually forgot he existed. Yes, I agree. It's way more. I think the way too early contests are frankly a lot more fun. I actually fully agree with that. They are a blast early. I mean, by the time we get to the gauntlet, ADP is going to be so well defined. You're going to know exactly what every team is, like, just from the slot you get. You're going to load up the gauntlet, and then you're going to be like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm in the 4 hole, so I know exactly what I'm going to get." There are good and bad reasons for that, but there are good and bad things about playing DFS that way or playing best ball that way. Oh yeah, I mean, there's going to be injuries. Looks like we have a little bit of a weird draft here. My boy James did Kyron at 2, tossing. Maybe he's going to try and do the Rams thing. All right. Wow. All right. Jonathan Taylor, then Hurts. Colts, Eagles. Jonathan Taylor. Is it going to tell me to take JSN? I'm gonna give it the nah wave. All right, we'll take St. Brown. Jonathan Taylor, St. Brown. I'm gonna min cash so hard, dude. They don't even know how hard I'm gonna min cash in this. What position is Curtis Jones playing today for Liverpool? Is he playing deep, or is he playing? See, I scheduled my stream at a poor time. Oh shit, Jaden Reed is out. Is that confirmed? Damn. Okay. I'm gonna have a bunch of swaps that get done there. That's a bummer. So Jaden Reed is out. Yep. Okay. Field Yates, no Jaden Reed returned. Bummer. Foot Mob has Curtis Jones at right back. I actually think it's Sabaslai at right back. Time to try and learn some ball. All right. So we have JT St. Brown. The question is, yeah, it wasn't activated when they announced transactions. Man, it's a shame. It's a real shame. All right, Taylor St. Brown. Do we just do JMO Goff here? Oh, did JMO? Oh, JMO went. Shit. Okay. There we go. I'm not taking Tyler Warren. I'm taking I need an NFC. I need NFC. No. All right. Calling an audible. My experience in these early drafts is when you have Jonathan Taylor, you kind of control the what would it you control the Colts ADPs to some degree. You can smart swap because the start times are different on Underdog. Well, not exactly. No, you can't. Your Jaden Reed teams are just going to swap at the beginning. Your Jaden Reed teams are just going to swap at when kickoff for Green Bay Detroit kickoff. Christian Watson's a pretty good play in DFS tomorrow. And then we can do, so we're going to take Mark Andrews probably with one of our next picks. Sounds about right. I think that plays. And then Montgomery makes sense too. I like what James is doing here with Kyron, Adams, Rice, Stafford, Mahomes. I think that makes a good amount of sense. Kind of okay. Well, all right. I did get snapped on Tyler Warren, who has not even really actually been all that good in fantasy football. Kind of a slow middle to the year. You set your Packers swap rankings high for the Packers game, then you swap Bateman teams on the late slate. Yeah, you can do that. All right, so we do David Montgomery for sure. And that gives us multiple outs. And then after we take Montgomery, is it going to I feel like it should want us to take Mark Andrews. Goff. Well, what's more likely that I get coming back? Way more likely I get Daniel Jones. It doesn't want me to take Mark Andrews at all. All right. We're going to TTP. I think Andrews was a better pick there. But I guess this preserves us more optionality and gives us a better Colts Super Bowl. Yes, you have to so you do the advance rate is top 2 in this pod, then 1 out of 10 in the next pod, then 1 out of 10 in the next pod, then there is a 150 seat final. Just saw my matchup in the Eliminator this week. I think it's over for me. Well, shout out to you for making it to week 13 in the Eliminator, Morris. That is very impressive, my guy. Week 13 in the Eliminator. I think my last one died in week 9. Week 10, maybe. Was a bummer though. Eliminator is like the coolest contest Underdog has ever done. Like honestly one of the most dope things of all time. If we take 2 teams for Super Bowl, 1 quarterback, and use Taylor as the advanced piece, we get to load up on 2 teams, take all their unique players, not just chalk players. No, 100%, 100%. Alec Pierce, huh? All right, well, definitely not Alec Pierce. Mark Andrews first. Mark Andrews gives us a better Ravens Super Bowl. And I'm surprised it doesn't want me to take Bucky here. But I'll do Downs. I am surprised it didn't want to do Bucky, but we'll do Joshua Downs. So Lamar and Goff at quarterback, Taylor, Montgomery, St. Brown, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. So right now for a Ravens Lions Super Bowl, we're pretty live. For a Lions Colts Super Bowl, we're pretty live. You literally need 5v5, 2 teams only to win then. I don't know if I understand what you're saying. Been a while since I've seen a Bear get drafted. I think a lot of people are anticipating the Bears losing to the Eagles this weekend. Max the Gravy Boat didn't get the 101 once. No one's running worse than my boy Mike right now. Dr. Evil has a big elim left. 36 total teams alive. Holy shit, man. You guys are killing it. You guys are out here in these streets just absolutely killing it. Yeah, it's very hard to build good rosters doing 5 AFC, 5 NFC. It could be done. It's probably easier to do when you totally disregard ADP. So it would be easier to do if you were like, all right, I'm taking 5 Broncos, 5 Bears, or whatever. All right, how are we going to close this one out? I definitely one more Colt. I wonder if it makes more sense to take a Ravens running back though, as opposed to another Lion, because we have 1, 2, 3 Lions, but we have 2 Colts, 2 Ravens. We actually could, even if we wanted, we could add another 2 AFC or another 2 NFC to build in a potential 4th Super Bowl matchup to cover. Or if we did another, yeah, whatever. We'll do it. So let's do Alec Pierce. Let's do Alec Pierce, and then let's see what it says. Lamar, Goff, Taylor, Montgomery, St. Brown, Flowers, Andrews, Downs. That's what I thought. I thought it might add in another AFC. So it added in Ramondre. Added in Ramondre. But you know what? Let's take the most important man in the world. We have not taken the most important man in the world yet. So there we go. That's the Laporta was getting drafted. He's not anymore. All right, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery, Justice Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Joshua Downs, and Alec Pierce. So we have 3 Lions. We have 4 Ravens. We have 1, 2, 3 Colts. 4 Colts, actually. No, 3 Colts. I think the Justice Hill pick was good there. I could see doing Ramondre. I don't know. I'm a little bit of a what's the fill rate on these? Did I max the gravy boat already? I'm pretty sure I did. Nope. Have 5 more in the gravy boat. Tiny turkey I did. Turkey trot, $250. Don't think I'll be doing that one. The big turkey, I did one yesterday. Mac and cheese full. Turkey reverse I did. The stuffing I did. Mashed potatoes I did. Green Bay casserole I did. Still need to finish up the cranberry sauce. Still need to finish up the tiny cranberry sauce. Wow. Daunting. A lot of contests in the lobby to draft on Old Underdog Fantasy. Justice Hill was almost the most important man in the world last year. Another 4-hole. They're never going to give me, for whatever reason, when I stream, I never, oh wait, hold on. I didn't mean to do one thing. There's a boost in the lobby that if I don't use, it's going to go away. Yeah, it goes out in an hour. I'm just going to fire this insanely quickly. Liverpool, I need Hugo Ekitike to generate a goal. Hugo Ekitike, basically even to get a goal. We're going to do Kylian Mbappe to get a goal. We are going to do... Where is Ivan Perisic? We are going to take him to get 1 shot on target. We are going to apply it. And we're going to do 16 to win 102. But if I don't do this, it literally goes away. If any of you guys want a little bit of Champions League action, there you go. Ekitike to score a goal, Kylian Mbappe, and Ivan Perisic to have a shot on target. But I forgot to do that, and if I missed out on that, I would have been annoyed. It's feast week, boys. Gotta use promo code Davis. What was that last draft? A Lions Colts draft. This draft is going to be what? Oh, all right. Yeah, let's do a Bills one. Is it not going to yeah, it wants me to take Gibbs. All right, whatever. We'll do we're passing Josh Allen. Crazy. Passing on Josh Allen? Panthers Steelers. That one I will not be selecting. I will not be selecting a single Panther in the way too early wild card contest. And if that's why I lose, you know, sometimes that's what you got to do. I wonder what the theoretical expected value would be if you were the only person in the contest. If you were literally the only person in the contest who drafted Bryce Young, Tet, Coker, Dowdle, not one other person drafted it, what would the value of that team be? Wow, Vishy got Barkley Allen. That is gnarly. These are 2 gnarly teams here on the turn. All right, we're going to do Gibbs, and then we're going to take Mr. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tet going 9, 180, 138, and 3 in the wild card. People are asking, has Josh Allen figured it out? Well, you know what's sick? Take at least one of every combo, just in case you auto win. You know, honestly, the thing about that is that it's not true because you have to advance. No, I have never made a turducken. Have you guys ever made a turducken? The only thing I've done a turkey once for a Friendsgiving, but normally my job for my in-laws at Thanksgiving is I make the pecan pie, and then when we go over to my in-laws' house, I'm in charge of making the gravy once the turkey itself is done. All right, and then we add in, dude, we've been in this spot so many times. Oh, did Rashi Rice go? All right, Rashi Rice went, so we're actually not in that spot. I do think in this specific spot, it's better to take Rashi than JMO. I know the computer doesn't agree with me. All right, so we're just all in on the Lions here. This is gonna end up being not cooked all the way through. That sounds brutal, bro. That sounds brutal. All right, Gibbs, St. Brown, JMO. It's just gonna tell me to take Goff. But is that the move though? Because I'm the only person who is incentivized to take Goff. Goff's ADP is not for 4 more rounds. I would almost rather take May. Or I would almost rather take Lamar. It's just this is a hard spot. All right, I'm gonna try and push this one. I'm gonna try and push it. I'm gonna do Lamar. Because in a theoretical Ravens Lions Super Bowl, isn't Lamar gonna project better than Jared Goff? All right, here we go. This is from the man himself. The sidekick is telling you Goff is so important to your EV, you can take him here, but it's up to you if you want to get greedy and take a different player and push him, which is what I did. I think in general, it behooves you. I think it behooves you to try and be greedy as much as possible in playoff best ball because the value of having the super team is so large. Right? Isn't that kind of the way it works? That basically the value of getting the super team is insane. So I think you are kind of incentivized to push it. GM to my boy Raymond Zanny. Ray, you were drafting with Pete and I. All right, and we do get Goff pushed around. Bada bing, bada boom. Jared Goff. So we have Goff and Lamar. Ravens Lions Super Bowl. Ship it. Ray, you were drafting with Pete and I when we did our Thanksgiving Battle Royale video on Monday. All right. The 5 and the 6 will, yes, they're stacking the same teams. So we've got Barkley, Allen, Hurts, Cook. The Barkley Allen guy has Brown, Goddard, Kincaid. The Hurts Cook guy has Devonta, Shakir, and Warren. Very interesting. It's always interesting when you're drafting right next to someone who needs the same combos of players that you do. I assume Mixon and Nico were like overrepresented in the finals because they were such strong advance rate pieces. Oh, here we go. Here comes the sidekick. Here comes the math telling me to draft the Denver Broncos. Well, might as well just take David Montgomery. No one has ever had a bet. I guess this is the nutted Lions team. Goff, Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, JMO. Can you show us your fave big board team or BBM team? Sure. I've not looked at any of my good Best Ball Mania. I haven't looked at any of my teams. I know that I have a Gibbs CMC in I think I have one of, let me look it up. Gibbs McCaffrey. Okay. I've got one in the German Shepherd. Oh, it's the German Shepherd, but super flex. Never mind. Yeah. Well, really all I need is I just need one insane spike week per week out of the Lions, I think, on this team. Cortland Sutton, huh? We're doing this shit. All right. All right, Cortland Sutton. Lamar, Goff, Gibbs. Feels like I should take Bateman next. Do I have a Gibbs Bowers team anywhere that's advancing? I do have a good Gibbs Bowers team. Nah. We'll look at that stuff a little bit later. Hey, Khalif Raymond is currently injured, brother, which is it's kind of a secret right now. That Isaac Tesla is actually a very, very good pick in the Turkey Day stuff. No one knows that Isaac Tesla is a very good pick in the Turkey Day stuff. Tesla just like 1-for-1 took over last week after Raymond went out. All right, I'm taking Bateman here. I know that the sidekick wants me to add in the Chargers, but I'm not going to. The Chargers are not making the postseason. Yes. Because Buck and I auto drafted all of our little Dalmatian 2s at the same time. Artillery Frost. What is the point of adding in the Chargers? I don't know. I guess maybe Hampton if they make it in as the 7 seed, sure. I'd probably rather take Pacheco. Say the line Bart. Is there a different AFC running back? So Hampton kind of makes some sense. He would obviously score quite well. Drake May, huh? A third quarterback. Third quarterback, huh? All right, we're doing it. Drake May. Another quarterback to outscore Jared Goff in a potential Super Bowl. Buck's biggest stand being a retired running back on the Dolphins. That was tough. Alexander Madison's season was a short journey. Chiefs are around 60% to make the postseason. Yeah, they are. To me, it feels very easy to see them fall out, but I'm also basically the biggest Chargers hater on earth. You did need Ladd in the wild card round. You needed Ladd or Nico. And now it wants me to add in wow. I mean, this would be the memorial pick, right? All right, ship it. Ladd McConkey. There you go. Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Drake May, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, St. Brown, J-Mo, Cortland Sutton, Rashad Bateman, and Ladd McConkey. Sure. Why not? It's kind of a fun one. How many games can the Chiefs lose and still make the playoffs? They can lose 2. So here, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up for you. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they can. Why is it not letting me scroll? Okay. So the Kansas City Chiefs can, if they beat the Texans and they beat the Chargers and they beat the Titans, they can lose to the Cowboys, the Broncos, and they win this Raiders game. They can lose. It's basically like they got to win this Chargers one. If they lose the Broncos game, it's pretty bad. If they win the Broncos game, they're like locked in. Obviously, if they win out, they're getting in. I think if they lose to the Texans and lose to the Chargers, so it's not great. The ones they have to win are basically these two right here. They got to win. They have to win the Broncos game is the most important one, but the Texans one is also super important. But yeah, they're likely to here. I can actually change the odds to what's the if they win out, they're 55% to host the wild card. Yeah, he has been pretty sloppy. Okay, so this is actually a good question. So what if they just win the ones that they're favored by like $1 billion in? So if they just beat Dallas, Las Vegas, and Tennessee, and if they lose, okay, so they can't really lose the other three, but if you don't tell the computer the result, and if they just beat those guys, they're 82%. If you don't tell the computer the result of the other games, they're 82% if they win those 3 games. Which feels about right. All right, let's take a quick break and do a quick I've already entered in all these. All right, let's do a turkey 2 real quick. Quick turkey 2 draft. Haven't drafted these since Jaden Reed got bounced out. Quick turkey 2 turkey draft. Yeah, I think they can lose. It seems to me that they can go 4-2 and get in. They absolutely had to win that game against the Colts. Losing that game against the Colts. Adam Schefter tweeted that Rashi is going to play, so I assume that means he's playing. But no news on like how bad the no news on if he is like legitimately injured. Exactly. That's the other thing. They're behind the Jaguars. Man, I really wanted the Arizona Cardinals to win that game. But so if you start going through and making the Jaguars lose games in the playoff sim, so the Colts beat the Jaguars, and then the Jaguars, okay, let's say they beat the Jets, but then they lose to the Broncos. So when the Jaguars lose, yeah, Jaden Reed is out. Jaden Reed did not get activated from the IR. All right, let's just do the chalk start here. We'll do Amon-Ra and St. Brown. And then we'll get tricky elsewhere. Can hear my dog being naughty upstairs. Took her to the park this morning and everything, bro. The puppy and the baby are having to learn how to get along with each other. It's been an interesting. The dog doesn't love going down another rung on the totem pole. It's been an adjustment. Who knew that an 18-month-old golden retriever puppy wouldn't love sharing its space with a 8-pound infant? How often on that playoff simulator is it Bills Ravens wildcard round? I gotta go look. I don't know. Okay. You know what? I haven't done very many of this. Let's do Lamar and Flowers. Yeah. Yes, it is, Dave. Yes, it is. The battle for attention is very, very big. Okay. So I believe to answer William's question, Bills Ravens does not happen that often because the Bills own some kind of tiebreaker versus the Jaguars, I believe. Imagine how good the Jags would be if they kept Mac Jones. I don't think they'd be that much better, but Brian Thomas Jr. would be having a lot better of a time. Wow. All right. The market has now caught on to the Pacheco thing. We're going to toss in David Montgomery. And then with Lamar, we're just going to do Gesicki. There you go. Lamar Jackson, David Montgomery, St. Brown, Crashy Rice, Zay Flowers, Mike Gesicki. Shipper. How many times is this team going to be duped? Lamar, Montgomery, St. Brown, Rashi, Zay Flowers, Mike Gesicki. Probably pretty big level of dupes. No, he wasn't. But my active conspiracy theory is that they gave Kareem Hunt a bazillion touches last week because they knew Pacheco was going to be active this week. All right, let's hop back into the way too early wild card streets. And let's see if we can find ourselves a winner here. Back to the way too early wild card playoff best ball drafts. And dude, another turn pick. It's insane. Another turn pick. Maybe we'll try and do the double Rams turn. Maybe we'll do Kyron Adams. Not even kind of, just definitely a fun start. All right, we got Champion Leagues games underway. And PSV scored. Ivan Perisic scored. All right, so there we go. If you tailed that underdog pick'em entry that I put in the chat, you already got your shot on target from Ivan Perisic, and Olympiacos scored against Real Madrid. How about that? And I think we have another token to use at the end of this stream, because I think there is a feast token for hoops as well. Yes. All right. So we will remind me. Oh, and there's an NHL one. Do the Colorado Avalanche play tonight? GM, how you doing? How you doing, brother? Islanders, Colorado does play tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time. All right, let's do I don't know if it's gonna okay, sidekick. I want to do the double Ram start. I want to see what happens in the sidekick when we do the double Ram start. I want to know if it I'm curious what it wants me to do at quarterback, because I would guess that even if you were able to get Adams or whatever, Stafford does not project that well. I do like the double Ram start. The double Ram start is very cool. Obviously you have like an insanely high projection. I guess the very hard part, and I think why the sidekick doesn't love it, and I think the sidekick is right about this, is that without Puka, you're already kind of behind the 8 ball, because how often is a 5-man playoff roster without Puka Nacua on it? How often are you able to find the winner? Like this guy, Strope, who's drafting out of the 1 hole, the EV of his team is already a lot higher than mine, a lot higher, because he has Puka Nacua, who just projects for a lot more fantasy points, and Rashi Rice goes. So the ability to get Rice and Mahomes is definitely dwindling. AJ Brown goes, and then this guy's going to take Devonta Smith. Who? Iceman Price with Barkley, Hurts, Lamar, huh? I wonder. Devonta Smith and then Drake May. I don't love that. I like Henry more because that gives me an AFC way to go. All right, let's take Devonta and see what it says. Is it going to tell me to take Drake May? GM, Jordan. How you doing, brother? I hope you're having a great holiday. Oh, man. Oh, dude, Drake May versus Mahomes. Who's Davis going to pick? Who's he going to pick? Oh, there's no way to know. There's just no way to know who Davis Maddock is going to pick between Drake May and Patrick Mahomes. It's unknowable. Philosophers have been trying to answer this question for years. And wow, Dominic Szoboszlai goal from right back. How about that? A goal from right back for Dominic Szoboszlai. Okay. Ooh, sick as a dog, live to miss Thanksgiving. Those are some of the darkest words I've ever heard. Thanksgiving is my personal favorite holiday. It's always been my favorite. I love watching football. I love hanging out with my family, my wife's family. Dude, it's gonna be amazing. Tomorrow I'm gonna be eating Thanksgiving dinner, holding my kid, watching the Chiefs play on Thanksgiving. Amazing. It's the best day. So, in other words, Jordan, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you're sick. I hope you're getting max entries in the turkey too. Oh, Dom has been the best player on Liverpool by like a country mile, dude. I don't know. Has anyone else even been close to Dom? I don't think so. All right. And then so I'm not taking May. It feels way better to do Kelsey than Worthy. Let's take Kelsey. And then is it going to tell me to take Worthy, or is it still going to want me to take May? Yeah, now it wants me to take Worthy. You just got to keep bullying it. I mean, May might get all the way back around to me at 7-8. Chiefs, Cowboys. I mean, they're all massive games. It's the coolest Thanksgiving slate ever. Every game swings the playoffs to a massive degree. So for the Ravens, if the Ravens win, they go from 86% to 90%. But if the Ravens lose, they go down to 75%. For the Kansas City Chiefs, it's also a massive game. So the Chiefs and the Cowboys, they go from 61% to 73%. And then how about this? It even matters for the Cowboys because the Cowboys are technically they're live. So if I actually haven't checked this. If the Cowboys win out, the Cowboys can actually even lose a game. How about that? I did not realize that. I didn't realize that they could lose a game. They could lose at the Lions and they're still a coin flip in. Ray, this is the Athletic Playoff Simulator. If you literally just Google Athletic Playoff Sim, can you check the likelihood that the Bears get the bye? I can. Bears have a 49% chance to make the playoffs. Number 1 seed and a bye. If they win out, if the Bears win out, 86%. I mean, I don't think they're going to win out, but and then also for the Lions and Packers, that game is actually massive as well. So the Lions If they lose, they're a coin flip to make the playoffs. If they win, they go to 88% to make the postseason. We actually don't have to take Pacheco or Hunt here. I told you guys we were going to get May. I told you guys. We're going to go May. And then, oh, interesting. All right. It still wants me to take, we're going to take Kareem Hunt because we can get Pacheco coming back around. So May ended up just being an advance rate piece right there. We can take Hunter Henry in the end if we want. Hunter Henry already went. Hunter Henry was my boy Iceman Price was Iceman Price didn't need another quarterback. I have some teams with May at like pick 8. Yeah, he was going really early on in these contests. But so if we wanted to do, I guess when Hunter Henry went, so that was actually dumb by me, because once Hunter Henry went, then the sim rightfully knew there was no point to taking Drake May. Very, very smart software that my boys at legendaryupside.com have built. Shout out to Sacrilegious, shout out to Shady, shout out to Patrick Corain, my guys. So we've got 4 Chiefs, we have 1 Eagle, we have 2 Rams. So if we do 2 more Patriots players, that does give us a Rams Patriots Super Bowl. But what's the trade-off there? So if we take, can a May, Kyron, Ramondre, Adams booty team win? And what the sim is telling me is that it can't. The sim is telling me that it cannot. So let's take Pacheco and then see what it wants me to do. Is it going to want me to take Hollywood, or is it going to want me to take another? I feel like it might want me to take another NFC guy. Yeah, Pearsall, Jennings, Etienne, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dubs. Yeah, you know what? Let's add in a Packer. I don't think I have any Packers coverage yet. Yeah, Sim is telling you that Chiefs. Yes, correct, and I think it's right. Yeah. So now there's a Chiefs Packers option. That was honestly on me for not paying attention and I didn't realize that Hunter Henry got picked. All right. Man, I don't, there must be something in the air, because normally after about 20 of these playoff best ball drafts, you just become desensitized to it and you just draft the same team like 100 times. But there's just a little something. These contests are a little bit more fun because there's so much more up in the air right now. And when there's a little bit more up in the air, dude, they're just never giving me a 101. All right. Drafting out of the 5 slot. Let's see if we can avoid the Chiefs here. I got a nice, I played Ivan Perisic at 3% owned in the Champions League stuff. So we're cooking a little bit over on DraftKings right now. Week 13 playoff best ball is DGen level 10. Well, what if I told you that not only am I currently involved, I'm 35 drafts deep in this, but what if I told you I've already completed 207 drafts for the Thanksgiving main slate? I don't know if I'll max the turkey too. I don't know. I don't know if I'm shipping $1,500 American dollars on the turkey too. I might. Don't get me wrong. I might. Do we do a Barkley team? Do we do it? I feel like in this spot it's been wanting me to take Barkley. I did max the turkey, Daniel. It wants me to take Hoomst. Kyron? All right. Take the wheel. What site do you use for a soccer optimizer? I don't use any optimizing stuff. I know there are projections on roto grinders, but the only soccer stuff I know is it's in my brain. I assume I got some cool combos, but honestly, I don't know, because I was literally drafting them like 10 at a time, Daniel. I was like walking the dog or holding my baby, just like literally drafting them 10 at a time. Wow, a Kyron Josh Allen combo. That's got to be like relatively unique. All right, Bills Rams Super Bowl, wheels up. Wow. All right. Our Champions League pick'em that I posted is now fully hit, and we just need it's 2 legs down. We need a Hugo Ekitike goal now, because we got the Kylian Mbappe goal, got the Ivan Perisic shot on target. Now we need a Hugo Ekitike goal, and we are home free. Kyron Williams, Josh Allen. So we are sweating. Adams is not going to get to us, so we're going to have to take Shakir. And when we take Shakir, we are going to have to pass on Rashi, which is going to hurt, but it's the right thing to do. Iceman Price with the Puka St. Brown Rashi Rice start. It could be, I mean, I guess he could use Puka as his advance, or maybe St. Brown as the advance rate piece there. Who am I hoping to get here? Honestly, would kind of like to take Stafford on this team, low key. Taking, oh yeah, I mean Blake Corum could just be the he could just be the starting running back for the Rams. JSN more yards per route run than college Trey Harris. Where's Jake at? Where is Jake at? Where is he, man? All right, whatever, dude. Let's just take Shakir. I'm not even gonna fight it. Khalil Shakir. There you go. Kincaid does not feel good. Taking Kincaid that early. We're making fun of Trey Harris, Jake. We're making fun of Trey Harris. Okay. Davis, get your wits about you. Do you take, so Stafford feels better than Kincaid here to me, because then it opens up. We can do an NFC team. If we take Stafford, if you take Stafford, it opens up like Broncos, actually. Oh, fuck. Okay. Do you just take Kincaid? All right. What? Kincaid or Goddard, maybe. Or Henry for advance rate. All right, let's take Kincaid. Keep that same energy in 5 weeks. Okay. All right, I'll keep it. I didn't really know what to I didn't really know what to do there. reaching on Kincaid didn't feel good. Goddard maybe slightly better, but then like, how do you win? How do you win a like you're not winning a Bills Eagles Super Bowl without Barkley or without Cook, probably. Yeah, could do Bills Packers for sure. I don't know. Now Igbuka's popping up here at the top. I'm not loving that because you can get Igbuka at the end. Feels like there's got to be better advance rate pieces than that. Yeah, Puka, St. Brown, Rice, Mahomes, and he's got Henry for the advance rate piece, and he's going to be able to get Hunt and Pacheco. My guy, Iceman Price here. Oh, this is a point Karain has made to me before that I think is understated. I'm not taking Igbuka here. There's got to be dude, like there got to be better advance rate pieces. Can I take like 2 Ravens? Is there any reason for the guy behind? Yeah, the guy behind me is not going to take Ravens. Let's just take two Ravens players and hope that they're the conference championship opponent for the Bills or something. Because if I want Igbuka and Bucky, I can take them at the next turn. I'm calling an audible here. All right, dude, don't take Mark Andrews, Goosey. All right, here we go. Yeah, and so now I can get 3 rounds of scoring from those guys and then hope that the Bills win the conference championship, and then I could take 2 Bills players later with Bucky. I can do Bucky and Igbuka at the next turn in all likelihood. Right? I mean, that feels pretty straightforward. One hole should probably grab Jacobs Bucky for first round advance purposes. Yes, they should. That's good situational awareness, Rusty, where you got to know the type of team you have. Frankly, I should probably grab Bucky for first round advance rate purposes because Kyron is going to score well, but Kyron is not going to get like 30 or whatever, right? Okay, so now it wants me to take Palmer. I can get Palmer with the very last pick. Palmer does not go. Yeah, Palmer's ADP is 57. So I'm going to do Bucky here. And then we're going to take Igbuka next as our advance rate pieces. Buccaneers, Bills, Super Bowl. And we'll complete, we will finish the entirety of a Bucky Super Bowl. Or a Buccaneer, or a Bills Super Bowl, sorry. So we have Allen, Kyron, Bucky, Shakir, Kincaid. Flowers and Andrews are our advance rate pieces. And we've got Emeka Igbuka up here. Brandon Cooks? Is Cooks in the player pool? There you go. Cooks is in the player pool. Bucky Irving, Emeka Igbuka. Bang. All right. So now we have got 4 Bills, 2 Ravens, 2 Buccaneers. So we definitely want one more Bill. It should probably be a running back. Overarchingly, feels like the meta change from concentrated 2-team 5-5s and 3-team 4-3-3s to spreading multiple bets. Any rationale? Is this specific to early contests? I'm guessing a lot of what you're seeing, or this is, I guess this is what I'm seeing, is because I am using this new sim version of the Sidekick, it is optimizing even harder instead of having full lineups of the overall Super Bowl favorites, it's actually focusing more on full lineups in the Super Bowl of high projected players. So you're getting a lot more like Seahawks stacks. You're getting a lot more Patriot stacks. The scoring is half PPR with no bonuses. And we are going to do, sure, we'll do Josh Palmer. Oh, can't take Josh Palmer. We're going to do Ty Johnson. Same thing. And you use one quarterback, one running back, two wide receivers / tight end, and one flex. If a guy on team A gets cut and signed by team B, yes, you do still get their points. So we have a full Super Bowl Bills roster. Baker may be kind of interesting for advance rate stuff. Maybe we just take another Bill. Maybe we do just take Keon or Gabe Davis. Sure, Gabe Davis. Why not? Gabe Davis or Reno. You know what? I've literally taken ETN like no times. Sure. ETN advance rate piece. We've got a full Bills Super Bowl. Josh Allen, Kyron Williams, Bucky Irving, Ty Johnson, Travis Etienne, advance rate piece, Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and Emeka Egbuka. I think that pivot to the Rams guys actually worked out. Or not the Rams guys. I think the pivot to the Ravens guys worked out. I liked that as a strategy. All right. Let's do another one. We're chilling. We're enjoying our time off. Before the beginning of Thanksgiving. Feels valid with a small amount of teams, but if I have a 50+ portfolio, feel I can spread bets with Hawks, Broncos, etc., and tack on my 1 to 2 end of roster guys, then add 2 Broncos to my already 3-team roster. I mean, honestly, that would be a much better question for Mr. Shady Advice, who did a lot of who did all the mathematics behind these modelings. That would be the guy you'd want to ask, because I don't have the answer for you in terms of like how to weigh portfolio versus individual EV, but it is a little bit different, right? Because the individual EV of an entry is not going to change based on what your other entries have done. And it's really more about your risk tolerance. Like, you can go all in on a bunch of these optimized rosters, but that is going to mean that there are a lot of popular combinations that you probably don't have, right? Yes, Matt. My wife has eyes on the child. I was hanging out with him, got him to sleep for like an hour before this, but I promise my child is not abandoned. He's got someone on him. He's chilling. All right. We gonna do a Josh? We gonna do a Gibbs? We gonna do a Kyron? What are we thinking here? Magic 8 Ball. Tell me what's happening. Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay. I mean, Gibbs is probably my favorite pick in combination of advance rate potentiality and like he can post a 6 score in week 1, and the Lions can also make the Super Bowl. Like feel pretty good about him making the Super Bowl. Wow. Tottenham have the lead over PSG, and Kylian Mbappe has a hat trick. A first half hat trick from Kylian Mbappe. You love to see it. If he has your work ethic, he's destined for success. Well, Matt, those are very kind words, man. I really appreciate you, brother. I hope you and your family are having a great Thanksgiving. Hope you got a nice turkey waiting for you, brother. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving, man. And I really hope to ship the tiny cranberry sauce. All right, we're doing it. We're doing the Giga Lions. I mean, that is just a cozy, comfortable build. Now, I tell you what is going to happen. The Chiefs. So if the Chiefs beat the Cowboys tomorrow, all the Chiefs ADPs, they're all sliding back up. Because the Chiefs are going to go to, same for the Lions. The Lions ADPs are also going to go up. But if the Chiefs win this game against the Cowboys, they get to 73% to make the postseason. What's their number one? If they win out, how likely are they to get the bye? Really light. What about to win the division? If they win out, they're 50, 60% to win the division. Run more simulations. Run it again. Let's do make the playoffs. And let's say that I'm on the clock. All right, I'm gonna do Rashi. I'm gonna do Rashi on this one and see if I can get JMO pushed around. Because we just did a full Lions one. Yeah, so I definitely agree with this. Get your Gibbs Amon Ra while you can, because I don't think it's lasting for very long. But I think Stubby ATL might take JMO. WD Simp auto drafting Kelsey. Okay, he takes Stafford. So I should actually be able to get Jameson Williams here. This guy's WD Simp is gonna take Kelsey or take Mahomes, but I think I should be able to get JMO. Yeah. So that actually worked out exactly how I wanted it to, because on this team, I actually don't care about getting Mahomes. Goff is the much more important part. Man, all right. Can I get a Hugo Ekitike goal, please, Liverpool? Okay. Gibbs, St. Brown, JMO. So I get Goff, I get Montgomery. Wow, Khalil Shakir still available. I might get greedy. Because the Josh team is behind me. It does not make sense for either of these two teams behind me to take Goff. It definitely makes sense for this guy Stubby ATL's team to take Shakir. I think I'm going to take Shakir and try and get greedy, because I'm okay sacrificing a couple dead teams here and there. Let's take Shakir. I'm totally okay sacrificing a couple dead teams to get, like, I think I'd sacrifice 10% of my entries on totally dead teams to get 10 super teams, because the super teams are so valuable. Well, the sidekick doesn't care about ADP at all, because what the sidekick is doing is it's weighting your it's basically it's weighting your roster's ability to score the needed amount of points in the final round. Wow. All right. So that worked out. There we go. So we did get Goff. So we have Goff, Gibbs, St. Brown, Rashee Rice, Jameson Williams, and Shakir. So we have a Lions-Bills and a Lions-Chiefs Super Bowl covered. This is actually not true. A super team is 10 players in the Super Bowl. That is not true. Obviously, you'd like to have that, but an actual super team is having all of the best fantasy players of the players that are in the Super Bowl. So it doesn't matter the combination, but you want to have the 5 highest projected players in the potential Super Bowl. Showing up to a Bills Chiefs Super Bowl with Josh Palmer, Ty Johnson, and Dawson Knox is not going to net you first place. You will lose to another team that has better fantasy players. Obviously you need to have five players in the Super Bowl. That is obviously true. But it is a little bit more nuanced than that. There also, there have been years where it's like almost impossible to get 10 players in the Super Bowl, i.e. the Gabe Davis 4-touchdown game where the Bills lost. Yes. I think Shady, my opinion is that this is the right way for the tool to work. Have the highest EV players and then leave the choice up to the user if they want to risk pushing it. I like that better. I'm not doing any Dallas stuff in this. If they win tomorrow, I can see reevaluating that. I'm going to take Montgomery here. Yeah, if they win tomorrow, if they beat the Chiefs, obviously there will be a lot of reevaluating. I won 100K, Chiefs 49ers with Juwan Jennings. Yes. Well, I would imagine, well, the very interesting thing about that year was that those teams were not both the 1 seeds, right? But no one is telling you that you would prefer to have fewer players. No one is telling you that you would prefer to have fewer players in the potential Super Bowl, but if you showed up to Chiefs 49ers without Christian McCaffrey, you were not going to win. Like you're not winning a Chiefs Super Bowl without Rashee Rice. You're not winning an Eagles Super Bowl without Jalen Hurts. You're not winning a Colts Super Bowl without Jonathan Taylor. You know, no, I'm definitely not going to be happy if Dallas wins. If Dallas wins, I'm going to have a very tilting Thanksgiving. Can we get a fucking Hugo Ekitike goal, please? Cortland Sutton, huh? So we're gonna add in. Well, let me just take Knicks first because I actually don't care about the difference between. Well, no, we'll do. All right, we'll do Sutton, and then we'll take Knicks. Nico Collins, yes, Nico Collins spotted. What was last year's shipper? It's gonna take me a minute to find it, but I can pull it up. 10 minute can just type it in the chat, probably. It's gonna take me too long to find it. It was it would have been Hurts, Barkley, Worthy, Devonta Smith, Goddard. Was that the shipper? That was it, right? Hurts, Barkley, Worthy, Devonta, Goddard. Am I remembering that right? It might have had Mahomes and not Hurts. Oh yeah, the Caleb double was last year's Thanksgiving shipper. Yeah. All right, and then we add in Bo Nicholas. All right, so Goff, Nix, Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, Rashee, Jamo, Shakir, and Sutton. So we have Lions covered with Kansas City, Buffalo, and Denver. Do we add another AFC running back in, maybe? Do we add in like Pacheco? Did I break the sidekick? It might not be refreshing. Yeah, Keenan had a smash on Thanksgiving. It does want me to add in another AFC team. That's too late. Let's try it. Did it work? Did I get it? No, my fingers were not nimble enough. I tried. I mean, could we just one time get a 101? It automatically shut down after you ignored it too many times. All right. Is that one done? Yeah. All right. So we have 5 lines. So we have Goff, Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, and JMO. And we have Nix and Sutton. We also have Shakir. And then we have for Chiefs, we have Pacheco and Rashi. We'll do at least one more. The power of AI. You love to see it. There we go. We waited and we got a fucking 101. Oh my God. We finally got it. And it's beautiful. We finally got a 101. Let's take Puka Nacua and let's see what we can build. Yeah, the lad advance rate, the Nico Collins advance rate, the Joe Mixon advance rate were massive last year. Because last year's games, honestly, they weren't great for fantasy, you know. I'm definitely not taking Jonathan Taylor. Puka is the 101 by a mile to me. He's an elite fantasy player for the team that has the highest win conference odds by like a pretty good bit. All right, come on down, Mr. Nacua. Let's see if we can run good here. Wait, is this true? Frank Ragnow is unretiring? Is that real? Underdog NFL. Wow, Frank Ragnow unretired. Do we think he's in football shape? Oh, white mode. Center Frank Ragnow unretires. Bro, Gibbs to the moon. Ashton Genty practiced today. CJ Stroud is still in the concussion protocol. DK Metcalf didn't practice today. Devonta Smith didn't practice today. Dalton Kincaid didn't practice today. Josh Jacobs not on the injury report. Matthew Golden listed as questionable. All right, there we go. Caught up. My eyes just wants to avoid Thanksgiving dinner with the in-laws. That's so funny. What is he going to play tomorrow? No chance, right? No chance is Frank Ragnow playing tomorrow. That would be the most badass thing of all time if he played tomorrow. There's no chance. Okay. Didn't get any of the Rams. I wonder. I really don't know what it's going to want me to do. McCaffrey, huh? Okay. All right, sidekick. I'll take McCaffrey. Tired. Gibbs to the moon. Wired. Campbell dreaming of Montgomery halfback dives on Ragnow. I can't imagine it's gonna want me to. I guess you know what? Honestly, I'm not fucking around. I'm just taking Stafford here. Ragnow just didn't like his Thanksgiving plans. Sorry. Can't be there. Can't contribute to dinner this year. I gotta go get ready and play. Puka, McCaffrey, Stafford. So I'm definitely gonna have to build out some kind of AFC backstack. Broncos, Colts. I don't know. Maybe the Rams stuff is too hard to do out of the 101. People are too hip to the Rams now. Like, I actually think the sidekick, I think, is right about the RJ Harvey stuff here. Normally I'd want to be fading it. Lamar is a 5th round pick in the Thanksgiving drafts because he has an injured hamstring. All right. RJ Harvey, come on down, brother. And then after I take Harvey, what is it going to want me to do? RJ Harvey. Then what? Is it going to want me to take another? I would assume it would want me to take a 49ers player, maybe. Yeah, see, like I'm not going to take Troy Franklin. All right, let's get weird. Let's take Kittle. Let's set up a 49ers Rams thing. Nut up and take. Well, I probably will take Colby Parkinson on this one, actually, and I'm probably going to take Purdy too. So that is a tough thing actually about taking Puka 101, because you can't reliably get Adams here, and you're never going to get Kyron here. So it all kind of builds on itself, right? And because it all builds on itself, it means that really when you take Puka, you're actually kind of just hoping something weird happens in the AFC. Like when you take Puka, you are actually wanting like the Broncos to win the AFC, which is that's very weird to need that specific outcome. All right, do I just take the Broncos? Yeah, whatever. We'll just take the Broncos guys here. Sutton. And then Franklin. Killing my soul to pass on Worthy here, but it's definitely the right thing to do. God, can you imagine a Broncos 49ers Super Bowl? No one wants to live through that. Yeah, you build one quarterback when the team is not going to be the 1 seed, but like if you take like with this team, the Rams are, what are they like? They're like almost, they're not locked into the 1 seed, but they're like really live to be the 1 seed. So a 1 quarterback team would be dead. Yeah, they're 57%. So you have to take 2 quarterbacks when you do a Rams team. And having 2 quarterbacks helps your advance rate piece too quite a bit. Could just take 2 quarterbacks. Could actually probably will. I'll probably just take Nix and Purdy next. Advance rate piece, dude. What if Troy Franklin is this year's? What if Troy Franklin is this year's Lad McConkey, dude? Troy Franklin scored a touchdown last year's divisional round, dude. Pattern matching. Scored a touchdown early in that game on a deep throw from Nix, actually, I remember. James is cooking here with a Seahawks Chiefs Super Bowl. All right, Stafford, McCaffrey, Henry, Puka, Kittle, Sutton. I probably will take Colby Parkinson at the end. If I was not using the sidekick, I definitely would be taking like Tutu Atwell and Jordan Whittington and shit on this team. All right, so let's do Knicks. And then I wonder if it's still going to... It probably won't tell me to take Purdy, but I am going to. I bet it's going to tell me to take like Juwan Jennings or Ricky Pearsall or something now. And I definitely like Jennings more than Pearsall. Yeah, that's what I thought. But no, I'm going to take... Well, actually... No, let's take Jennings. Fuck. I ran out of time. I was waffling. I'm in Sacrilegious's DK Millie lobby. I'm literally shaking. All right, so we've got 3 quarterbacks was definitely bad. That was unintentional. I really would have rather taken Jennings there. So we have 4 Broncos, we have 3 49ers. I guess you just take another 49er. Actually, is all you do. I agree. This is the most fun that the playoff drafts have ever been, because last year there was only 5 teams that people thought could make the Super Bowl, and then people forget this. But in 2023, in 2023, we knew the Chiefs and Eagles are making the Super Bowl since like October. Everyone knew exactly who was making the Super Bowl in 2023. Well, what about 3 quarterback builds? Yeah, based Mike Evans. Yeah, it's definitely not optimal. I was not intending to do that. I auto drafted myself. It was wholly unintentional. Yeah, and then we do. Oh, interesting. Evan adding in a 5th Bronco. I guess a 5th Bronco gives us a Super Bowl roster no matter what. But it does have Jennings as an option, so I'm going to do Jennings. Are the Chiefs this early bad value given they are not a lock to make the playoffs? Well, ask yourself what their Super Bowl odds will be if they beat the Cowboys. All right, 2 Rams, 4 49ers, 4 Broncos. 4-4-2. All right, Stafford, Nix, Purdy, McCaffrey, Arby, Puka, Kittle, Sutton, Franklin, Jennings. Let's do Tiny Turkey, Gravy Boat, Turkey Trot, Big Turkey, Mac and Cheese, Dirty Bird, Turkey Reverse, the Stuffing. These are everywhere. All right, let's do one more. We'll do one more playoff draft. 3 quarterbacks is not right. 3 quarterbacks is not right. 2 quarterbacks obviously works sometimes, but 2 I literally just made a mistake on the last one. It's really that simple. My fingers were not nimble. I mean, this is always what they do. They always just go nuts because these are people love these contests on Thanksgiving. I love them. It's like the most fun day of the year. All right, we're gonna do one more draft, and then we are gonna cook up a couple pick'ems, and then we're gonna get out of here. And there we go. And we're rewarded with a 2-hole. Although I'm not gonna take Jonathan Taylor. Would have liked to sneak in a Super Bowl Mims. Imagine Mims returns a punt for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Who amongst us wouldn't rather fist pump a 12-yard Wicks reception than engage with family? Woo Benny, you're in the right spot. Honey, I can't watch the kid. I need to fill the turkey too. Yeah, Sean Payton is dying to get fancy in the Super Bowl. Absolutely dying to do it. All right. Let's have ourselves a fun little draft. Who does it want me to take it to? So want me to take Jonathan Taylor? Because I don't really want to take Jonathan Taylor. Whatever. We'll take Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, we can go scroll back through some of the 2024 builds. It might Is it gonna let me load? It might not. It might not let me load. It'll take a little bit, but we can go look at some. Well, maybe not. It's not letting me. It's literally not letting me click the load more button. So maybe not. Maybe I lied. How bad does Sean Payton want Jameis? I don't think Sean Payton and Jameis are compatible. Sean Payton did crush my dreams. The second half onside kick. Incredible stuff. It's just, to me, it's just very hard to build these. It's very, very hard for me to build these Jonathan Taylor teams. Maybe I just need to get over it. Maybe I just need to accept that the Indianapolis Colts are it's theoretically possible for them to make the Super Bowl. Although I think even after their performance against the Chiefs, not even just the team level performance, but Steichen coached so scared in that game. He did not acquit himself well in that game at all. Such cowardly coaching in the second half. And I really thought, honestly, like I thought Steichen was better than that. So many punts. I think Daniel Jones, I believe he went 3 and out every series in the second half, which is, I mean, that is crazy. All right. Do we just do Kyron and then hope to get Stafford? Except the thing is, we won't get Stafford. Kyron, maybe JSN. JSN's probably easier. Yeah, there you go. I mean, they won't be if the Chiefs and Ravens win this week, the Colts will not be the favorite to win AFC anymore. But you know, they have to actually win those games. So if you don't, you know, you got to win. You got to win the games that are in front of you. I'm the biggest Colts fan, but given their schedule and Steichen's inexplicable cowardice, I think they'll be on the road. Yeah, just Steichen. I've been very impressed by him as a play caller, but man, he sucked in that game against the Chiefs, and that's a hard thing to overcome. When you're a team that tries to maximize based on your coaching, that's a tough thing. All right, I don't think I've been in this exact spot before with Taylor and Kyron. All right, fuck it. Well, there's a better chance that we get Lamar coming around. So let's do Henry, because there's a better chance that we get. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens. I also don't think I've seen a team do this Allen Hurts start before. It's hard to have courage without sight credit. Having Daniel Jones at quarterback. Come on. Oh, damn. PSG scored. Vitinha right before half. Okay. Atletico Madrid scored. Arsenal Bayern's 1-1. No one's subbed off for Liverpool yet. Ekatike is not going to score. He's going to screw me, dude. Oh, tilting. And let's just let no one take Lamar Jackson. No one needs him. No one wants him. Save him for, yeah. Super high T. Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry. Better bet. I'm advancing out of round 1. I can't even use all those scores. Couldn't even use all those scores if I wanted them. All right, someone just give me this guy. Oh, okay. Maybe this guy might take Lamar. No. All right, come on, send it. Give it to me, bro. And then should McKay take Zay Flowers? I mean, I guess it's fine for him to take Zay Flowers. But this might be kind of an optimal advance rate start for a Ravens stack. Bang. All right, we did get Zay Flowers. Or we did get Lamar. I'm not taking Tyler Warren or Michael Pittman Jr. I'm definitely taking Lamar. Interesting it still had that was an interesting mix of guys there, but definitely taking Lamar there. All right, what's this guy gonna do? Is this guy gonna take Flowers? I don't think he should. Oh, all right, he did. Is it gonna have me take Andrews or is it gonna tell me Warren Pittman? Because I don't. We can definitely push Warren Pittman. We do not have to take either one of them here. In fact, way more likely that. Well, actually, never mind. Maybe we do just take Tyler Warren here. I don't know. To me, it feels like Tyler Warren is kind of slowing down. All right. Lamar, JT, Kyron, Henry wants me to take Pittman. Well, Pittman will maybe come around. Warren's ADP is first, so we'll do Warren. Interesting that the sim would have. Oh, I guess I'd scrolled down. Okay, so Warren was there. So right now we're gonna have to take Daniel Jones on this team, I guess. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is like the all-time fumbling guy. Wow, Spurs scored again. What a game. What a game we have unfolding. Would it make sense? Maybe build out another NFC backstack? Because I want to get Bateman on this team. I want to get Andrews on this team. This could be a team to take Likely. Could be a team to take. I really wish McKay would not have taken Zay Flowers. It's a little tilting there. GM, sir. Yeah, we're biting our nails, brother. Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Tyler Warren. That's what I thought. I thought the sim would want me to take Daniel Jones, and I think the sim is right actually, because now we can build out basically two different AFC high projecting Super Bowls with Kyron Williams as the Ram. Ooh, man! If the Colts lose this week to the Texans, that's got to be a little bit interesting. 88% to make the playoffs, but if they lose to the Texans twice, okay, 58%. Still pretty good, but obviously not great for them. And then we do Michael Pittman. Is Andrews gone? I assume he went. Andrews went at the turn. Damn, I should have taken Andrews first. I'm not on my shit. I got too reliant on the computer there. That was unwise of me. 6 months. Oof, I can't even imagine that already. He already seems huge to me. He's 2 weeks old. He already seems massive. 6 month old. 6 months feels crazy. Oh, another PSG goal, another Vitinha goal. All right. I thought I had a really good team on DraftKings, but not looking that way because Hugo Ekitike cannot put the ball in the back of the GD net. I mean, I was asleep at the wheel right there. I probably just cost myself $25,000 by taking Daniel Jones over Mark Andrews. Yeah, I believe 10 minute. I believe that it goes by that quickly. All right. We've got Lamar, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman Jr. I'm definitely taking Bateman here. I know he wasn't on the list, but I'd like to have a Rams-Ravens Super Bowl in play. I know Bateman is never outscoring Puka and Adams, but Gives me a little bit of min cash equity. Wow, Keaton missile pick. Shout out to McKay 10. He might be a slappy. Jonathan Taylor, Con Williams, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Tyler Warren, Daniel Jones, Michael Pittman Jr., Rashad Bateman. Could still add. Well, David Montgomery's still there, huh? Yeah, we'll do David Montgomery. Actually, David Montgomery gives us a second Super Bowl. And then we can add in any Ravens pass catcher in the end. So we can add in Likely or Hopkins in the end. And that gives us 4 potential Super Bowls. Seems like only yesterday Boss Kitchens was scolding you. Trust me, man. Time flies, Brandon. Time flies. Lamar, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Kyron. So now, assuming we get one of Likely or Hopkins, we have a Ravens, Rams, Ravens. Now, we don't have the nutted combinations, but we do at least have those covered. Wow, PSV scored again. Liverpool is down so bad. Tough to be Liverpool. This guy next to me is building quite the team. I guess he needs another quarterback though. What's he doing? My guy. This guy needs, who's he going to take a quarterback? I guess he can take Goff. He can take Darnold. He just needs a quarterback to give him a score in week 1. Or maybe he doesn't know the rules. Maybe McKay 10 doesn't know the rules and is just vibing. All right, Isaiah Likely, come on down. I know it wants me to take downs, but I wanted 2 potential Super Bowls there. And now we got him. When do I think Shaheed starts to get more involved? I don't know. It's hard for other guys to get more involved because JSN's just so good. All right. We got to go cook a couple pick'ems out here. 50% profit boost for the National Basketball Association. And then we got to do a hockey one. You guys got hockey takes for me tonight? Feast week pick'ems. All right. Let's go Minnesota at Oklahoma City. Ooh, that's a good one. Kind of like Chet stuff here. Ooh, I kind of like Case and Wallace stuff too. Let's go Chet points plus rebounds. We'll go. Actually, let's just go 3-pointers made, maybe. Let's just go 28.5 on Chet. We'll go Kalel Ware rebounds. Where is my guy? We're going to slide him down to 9.5 boards. Oh, actually, wait. Let's just take Kalel Ware double-double. There you go. Kalel Ware double-double. And then we'll go Memphis at New Orleans. We need Trey Murphy III. Points plus rebounds plus assists. Nope. 50% NBA profit boost. 25 American site credits on that. Bang. Done. Guys can sweat that if you want. All right. My guy Tetanus Strike says Reinhardt goal. Sure. Wait, is he not playing? Oh, that's under NHL. Reinhardt. Sam Reinhardt. 1.07x goal. And then we'll go Nathan McKinnon. And we will take Nathan McKinnon to score a goal. And then we're going to take Cale Makar to get one. Let's just give him an assist. How about that? 30% profit boost, 25 on that. And there is a little hockey sweat for us again. Wow, Mbappe again. Dude's some different gravy tonight. All right, boys. There we go. Got ourselves a little Thanksgiving Eve sweat. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Make sure you like the video. Make sure that you guys check the other Thanksgiving DFS stuff out on the channel. And I will see you guys back on Friday.